Team Fluent Artists, what's happening? We are live. I got you over in the chat. Let me turn my mic down. Come in, comment your name and where you from in the chat so I know that you can hear me. And we're going to get rocking and rolling, man. I'm excited to be here with you live. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And let's get into it. All right. So you're here right now because you want to sell some art online. All right. Like these artists right here, like Tierra Soul, Galactic Jellies. Jasmine got some prints right here. He said a gift to keep on giving. Man, we're going to spend some time talking about how Jasmine made over $15,800 in 20 days as well. Type yes in your chat if you like to make over $15K in 1 month selling your art. All right. Put your name and where you from in the chat so I know you can hear me. Right here, Jasmine made $5,500 in a week. There go Miss Joy. Tierra, more sales. All right, come in. We're going to show you how to sell some art just like these artists right here, man. My man A.S. King, John Tate with the $2,000 piece. More successful sales from Jasmine right there. My man Joe Woods with the 2K sale right here. Beautiful abstract piece. Sahara, Miss Sahara, she invited her daughter, San Yu. She came in the program and started selling as well. And so if you're here right now, artists, and you're ready to sell some art, man, we're going to show you how to sell your art online in any economy, all right? We're going to get started right at the hour, all right? We're excited. Come in, type your name in the chat so I know that you can hear me, and we're going to get rocking and roll slowly. Miss Raquel right there, love to see her success. More sales from Tierra. There's Miss Joy all the way in Canada. Got that Canadian cash on the table. Brittany with a sale, all right? More than $4,000 Canadian cash right there, another $1,000 sale. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, artists. All right, so I wanted to introduce you to Jasmine, man. She's an affluent artist, and she was on this class just like you are right now. And I want to share a bit of her story because I know as an artist that you're sick and tired of being on that income roller coaster, making sales some months, not making as many as you would like in other months. And so we want to make sure that you're getting consistent, predictable art sales online, all right? And so I know that it's been difficult for a lot of us to break into the art industry or really get rolling depending on your circumstances, whether you self-taught or you went to school. But we're going to give you a simple, easy path to start selling art online consistently, all right? And so Jasmine, she said, let me put this in perspective for you guys. For years, I gave away my art for free. I joined the Fluent Artist January last year. 1 year ago, I still was selling most of my original art for $200. And my biggest sale this time last year was $500 to a hospital. This month, if I make no more money for the next 10 days, I will have totaled to make $15,800. I am floored. I never thought this was possible for me. She said, thank you, Sherez, for giving us the tool to make this passion into a business and for investing your time into my life, all right? And so my goal is to help you become an affluent artist, okay? The goal for this presentation, and we're going to help two types of artists. So if you are a new artist, you get a step-by-step blueprint on how to create art that sells itself on Instagram so you can become an affluent artist that collectors love to buy and tell everyone about, all right? If you are a master artist among us, you'll get the affluent artist secrets on how to smoothly transition to selling your art online at higher prices, keep more of your money, and get that worldwide recognition and status that you deserve from the art industry, okay? And then every affluent artist is going to get access to the new artwork app that makes it simple to sell your art and keep collectors buying over and over again. And so this new opportunity is the key to your desire to consistently sell art online. And it's only achievable by becoming an affluent artist, all right? And so if I help you become an affluent artist so you can make more money selling art, will you promise to spend a little bit of that with me and my company in the future? Just type yes in the chat if you can do that, all right? I want to see some yeses coming through in the chat. All right, and so my name is Sherez. I know some of y'all know me. And just like many of you, I've been an artist my entire life. And so that picture in the top left, that's young Sherez, man. I used to love drawing the cartoon characters and the characters on the cereal boxes. And that's a portrait that I drew of my son and I right there in the bottom left. That was for his first birthday. And I'm also a hooper. I played basketball, man. I love playing basketball. So I played Division I college basketball. But when I was in college, I didn't have any collectors, all right? Definitely didn't have any sales skills. And my family and I, we suffered a tragedy. My house burned down the day after Christmas. I lost everything, and I lost all of my art, man. And so I really was depressed. So I ended up becoming a starving artist dropout. And so as you can imagine, man, I had low confidence. It was still really hard to sell art and break into the art industry. And so I became obsessed with figuring out how to master business online. And so I knew I needed a mentor. So I ended up writing a letter to 19 multimillionaires. And this gentleman, Mike Kennings, was one of the first ones that responded. And so he ended up hiring me to help him market some of his products. And we ended up selling $1,800,000 in 7 days. Okay. And so, man, that was an incredible feat. And so I ended up writing a book about it, how to create lifetime customers. And it became a #1 bestseller. And so I've had the opportunity to speak around the world, teaching people how to sell their products and services online. All right. And I've helped celebrities like Cynthia Bailey sell her products and services online. And I've helped a lot of creators like you make money. Even with all of this success, I still had dreams of being a full-time artist. Man, type me in the chat if you want to be a full-time artist, even if you work in another job right now. Just put me in the chat. I mean, I know how it is to be working your job, but you still want to get into your art. And so then I had an epiphany, though. I said, you know what? Artists that have that feast of famine income, that only means you don't have a consistent flow of collector leads and sales. And so I was like, man, what would happen if I applied these #1 best-selling internet marketing and sales principles to find art, right? I see you, Arthur. What's up, man? So I had a crazy plan. I said, I'm going to host my first art event and sell out the show. All right. And so we did just that, man. We had a lot of collectors pull up to the event. We sold a bunch of art. And it was a great opportunity, man. And we sold that first piece for $2,000 at that very first event. And this was sold by my friend Melissa right here. And so she was, some of y'all might know her, man. She got a very dope brand. She creates a lot of really fly art. And she said, flash back to this dope art by Sherez. All of these pieces sold and have already doubled in value. Now, while we were at this event selling art, I realized that we had some very real problems. So first of all, doing it the old way cost me over $5,000 up front out of my own pocket, right? And while we were at the event, everybody was selling, but we were using Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, taking cash, really anything that we could process a payment with. And that left all of our art sales very disorganized. Everything was hard to track. And the biggest problem, we couldn't easily follow up with collectors that had just spent thousands of dollars with us, okay? If you get a collector that's buying your art and you don't get their credit card on file so they can buy it with one click, or you can follow up by phone and send them a link or something, you already got their card on file, man, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And so this is what inspired the affluent artist movement. So I couldn't find a solution. So I had to create a new way for you to have 100% unlimited access to your collector's information and a tool that makes everything easy to sell your art online and offline. And so as an affluent artist, you need one system that accepts payments up to $1 million. You should be able to easily sell your art anywhere, whether that's in person or online. Ideally, you can track your art, your sales, and your collector's information all in one place. And collectors should be able to buy your art with one click, like we buy stuff on Amazon, right? That easy. And collectors need to be able to track their net worth in your art so they can see when your value is increasing as an artist, okay? And then most importantly, man, we want to bring interested collectors to you so we don't have to go out and be chasing collectors all the time, all right? Type yes in the chat if you want collectors to start coming to you because they're interested in buying your art, okay? And so, man, with that first art show, so we applying all of these internet marketing and sales principles. And so I didn't sell out 100% of the art, but we did sell 2/3 of the art. Most importantly, every artist at the show made money. That's what was most important to me. I wanted to make sure that these principles actually work to help artists sell art in the field. And we had sales of $500, $1,500, and I showed you that we had one piece sale for $2,000 at that first event. What's up, Wiz? All right. And so this my friend Melissa Mitchell, she was the artist that sold all of her pieces at that event. Okay. And so, man, we were traveling around the country helping artists sell art at these live shows and events. This is me in Art Basel in Miami, helping some friends down there sell art at their events successfully as well. And I was like, you know, this stuff is working offline, man. Let's see how we can help artists start getting some sales online. Okay. And so it started working, man. The first thing we did, I started working with a small group of 10 artists, and Chris was one of those. And so she had a small email list of like 32 collectors. And so I know some artists have an email list. Type yes in the chat if you already have an email list of collectors that you can follow up with. And so we helped Chris create an email campaign, and she got 13 sales from a small list of 32 collectors. All right. Type yes in the chat if you like to get 13 or more sales, if you got a small email list right now. It was powerful, the things we were able to do. Santana, she applied this and she got a $360 commission right there. And she posted that on Money Monday, okay? And then my guy Dwayne, he said another piece of art gone like the wind. This is a $365 sale right here. And so it started working, okay? And so artists, if you struggled in the past, listen, it's not your fault. I went to art school, but they don't teach us how to sell and market our art. Man, you will become a better artist and have some incredible teachers and classmates, but they don't teach you how to get collectors, how to sell, and how to really market yourself and get exposure. And so after we started getting this success online, I wanted to expand the sale to collectors globally, okay? But the solution was hard and expensive to create. So I ended up blowing $30,000 in over a year, hiring 2 development teams to create artwork that didn't finish the app. And I invested every penny to my name. And so I thought about giving up, man, but I'm really not a quitter though. And I knew going back to the old way wouldn't really work for me. So I found a third development team and I tried one more time. And y'all, listen, man, the new artwork app and the automated collector system I created, it started working so well that many artists were selling art within the first 7 days. And so Kira was one of those early artists. Man, after we showed her exactly what to do, she sold a piece in 19 hours. Type yes in the chat if you like to sell a piece in your first 24 hours like Kira. And then my guy Z, he said, I haven't had a chance to report on my record-breaking success this past week. Man, type yes in the chat if you want to have record-breaking success selling your art. So he made $1,829 selling 7 prints, and those were the deposits on his commissions, okay? And then Jen, she's a single mom of 4 kids. She was on this class like you're on right now, and she ended up making a sale within 24 hours following up with some of her collectors. I see the yeses coming through. And so, man, she kept on selling art, and she just could continue to stay focused on her success. And so she got invited down to Art Basel, okay, on the same class that you were on. Man, I'm so excited to just see her continue to flourish in her art career. And so she sold this piece for $5,840 at Art Basel. And then she got invited to London so she could attend the Sotheby's Art Business Institute of Art. All right. Type yes in the chat if you like to learn how to go to Sotheby's and learn how to sell art over there in London, man, from one of the biggest art businesses in the world right now. And so again, Jen, she was on this class like you're on. And so these are the type of opportunities that are available to you when you really focus on selling your art. And so after creating artwork and helping all kind of artists around the world transform into affluent artists, I realized we no longer had to wait for galleries to accept us or wait on word of mouth to sell art or already have a big following on social media, all right? That old way of being a starving artist was dead, okay? And so artists, this is your golden ticket to a full-time successful art career. Type yes in the chat if you want to be a full-time successful affluent artist. I want to see who want to be full-time, all right? And so in order to do this, though, I need something from you, and that's belief. Because I will give you the solutions to become a full-time affluent artist, but you have to believe you can put it into action, all right? Because nothing hurts me more than giving you the game, then seeing you weeks, months, or years later clinging to those same starving artist problems. And so if you're ready to start exceeding your sales goals like Brescia, type yes in the chat, man. Brescia, she set a goal to make $12,000 in the first quarter, but she ended up making over $13,000. She said, keep going, motivation affluent artist. Type yes in the chat if you want to start exceeding your sales goals, okay? And because we were helping so many artists around the country sell art, man, some senators from the country of Barbados actually contacted me and flew me into the country to help the artists on the island begin selling art to a global marketplace of collectors, okay? When the pandemic hit, people stopped traveling there, so the tourism dried up and the art sales went right with it. And so, man, we're helping artists all over the world sell art, okay? And then because of that success, I got invited to speak on investing in art at BlackRock. And BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager with over $10 trillion in assets. And so we're really plugged in with collectors that buy and invest into expensive art, okay? And so after 20 years in business and helping artists worldwide, just type yes in the chat if it's your turn to skip the crazy fees, get repeat collectors, and sell your art online on autopilot. Just type yes in the chat, man, if you're ready to do this, all right? I see you, Shannon, CMR, Apparel, Wiz, Arthur. Just type yes in the chat for me, okay? And so because once you discover these 3 secrets, you'll have the keys to get new collectors online so you can accomplish your dream vision for your art. I see the yeses coming through. And so, man, I'm going to show you some stuff that Abrisha used to get a sale for over $5,000 right here for a new collector. Man, Abrisha like to put these odd numbers on the end of her art. So it's $5,008. But type yes in the chat, man, if you want to sell your first and next piece for $5K. I see you, Tevin, with the yes. All right. And so these are 3 secrets of selling art online. Let's get locked in with secret number 1. How to make your artwork speak for itself and sell for $2,000 or more on Instagram. All right. So I got my man CB with me, man. I see the yeses coming through. Type yes in the chat if y'all ready to rock and roll, man. Let's get into it. So listen, I told y'all I went to Art Basel. And when I was down there, man, I had all of these so-called experts telling me, yo, Sharess, man, you're new to the art game. It's going to be difficult for you to sell art for more than a few $100s, even if that, right? Now, I was hearing this, man, but let me know if this sounds familiar to you. Put me in the chat if somebody, since they're breaching with the random numbers, put me in the chat if somebody has ever tried to discourage you with your art, all right? Put me in the chat if that has ever happened to you. But listen, I know better, and I believe in your creative dreams, man, because we had already been helping people sell art. And I knew that because I know this one secret. Success leaves clues, okay? Success leaves clues. So let's play a quick little game called Could You Do It Better? Just type 1 in the chat if you think you could do it better, or put a 2 in the chat if you think you can't do it better, all right? I see some yeses and some me's coming through, all right? I see the yes, sir. All right, type a 1 in the chat if you think you could do it better. Type a 2 in the chat if you don't think you could do it better. Just have some fun with me. There's no right or wrong answer, okay? I see the ones coming through. We got some confident artists with some skills in here tonight. All right. So this piece is by Van Gogh, and it's titled Portrait of Dr. Goucher. I see a bunch of ones coming through. All right. So artists, why is this piece famous? It is the story. Okay. I see you with the 1, baby. It is the story. And the story has to touch your collector's emotions. Okay. And so this is how you sell your art for higher prices, man. I know a lot of us have been taught to based on our time, right? And some type of hourly rate that's really amateur. And some of us were taught to base it on the size, right? Square inches and things like that. But listen, if you really think about it, man, when you spend time devoted to your artistry, you get faster and more skilled in your craft. And so it don't really make sense to price it based on time, because you actually will be underpricing it and charging less than you deserve because you're doing work quicker. And then the same thing with size. We know some art that's like wall art in people's homes is more expensive than murals on the side of buildings, right? And so the way you really sell your art for higher prices is by creating what we call your art story, okay? And ART is an acronym. We're going to show you exactly how to do this. So make sure you get your pen and pad ready. And so I discovered this secret at our very first live art event that I did with my friend Melissa. She was one of the featured artists there. And so you see her art behind her, man. She also creates the wearable, the hair wraps as well. Like, she's a really dope artist, and she presents her art in a very professional way. But that wasn't really what allowed us to sell this piece for $2,000 at that very first event. And so the collector who bought it, he didn't have a clue who Melissa was. Like, she has an incredible art brand, man. She's done business with man, like the city of Atlanta, Spanx, a bunch of other really big festivals and other brands, but he didn't know any of that. And so I talked to him. I said, why did you invest $2,000 in an artist that you don't know anything about? And he simply said, Sharess, the art is great, but it was the story. And so if you're posting online with no sales, whether you got a little engagement like this image or you got a lot, but you're putting the medium, the size, and the price, and you saying stuff like email or DM me for price and you're not getting any sales, just add your art story, okay? Add your art story. And so Jasmine, when she added her art story, she was still working on this Chadwick Boseman piece, and she posted it, shared the story, and she pre-sold the print before the original was actually done. All right. I'm gonna say that one more time so y'all understand what I just said. She started pre-selling prints before the originals was done, just by sharing the art story behind this Chadwick Boseman piece. She said, gratitude, art story, and organic conversation building relationships really work. And so type yes in the chat if you want to sell your first and next piece for over $1,000, like Miss Raquel Miller here. Just type yes in the chat. I see the wows coming through. Let's go, man. I ain't even blown your mind yet. Check me out, man. All right, we rocking and rolling. Type yes in the chat if you want to sell a piece for over $6,209. They go Brisha again with them random numbers. If you want to sell a piece for over $6,200 like Brisha, just type yes in the chat. You see what she said? She said, I'm speechless because this piece, it was the biggest that she ever sold at the time, a 60 by 48, and it was her highest price piece at this time, okay? And so this is for an abstract piece titled Fearless Expanded. And so I want to read a little bit what the collector said to Brescia that inspired them to buy the piece, okay? And let me know if y'all catch it. So she said, my husband and I had a hard week in an already pretty messed up year. I know we're not special in any regards. Everything seems hard right now for everyone. All right. So notice the collector is going through a very hard time. She said, when my husband and I saw your painting, we first both said, wow, we love that. And then we talked about how it made us feel. Hope, moving out of our comfort zone, leaving a bad year and entering a new place, fearlessness. When we read your thoughts on it as well, it just seemed like we needed it in our home. Thank you for painting this beautiful piece. It will be the conversation piece of the many meals we share with friends as we embrace a new era in the world, one of expanding fearlessness. Allison, okay? So type yes in the chat if you see the power that the story that Brescia used for Fearless Expanded and how it touched this collector's emotions and what she was going through at the time, okay? I think so too, Wiz. Fearless Expanded is a really fly piece. Type yes in the chat if you see the impact the story had on the collector and how it touched what she was going through. I see the yeses coming through, okay? And so again, get your pen and your pads out. We're going to show you how to create your own art story. And also, you can use Chat GPT for this as well. So you can use AI with everything that I teach you in this presentation, all right? So A equals the art star. Who's the art star in your art story? In every piece of art you create, you want to have a star to the story, even if it's an abstract like Fearless Expanded. The star was fear and overcoming that fear, okay? And then what's the role? All right, what's the art star's role in your art story? What are they trying to accomplish? What does the star want to do? Okay. And then artist T equals twist. What's the emotional twist in your art story? So you got to think like a good movie. You know how good movies have you on the edge of your seat with a twist and turn that you can't wait to see what happened next. We can create that type of experience in our visual art as well. Okay. And so I'm going to go back to this Van Gogh piece, man. And let me show you all how they applied this art story method, man, to perfection to sell this for an astronomical price, okay? So who's the art star? That's Dr. Gachet, all right? That's simple enough. What's his role? He's Van Gogh's doctor, okay? A fluent artist, but what's the twist, though? The twist is the doctor may have killed Van Gogh. And so y'all know people love to be in folks' business. Everybody knows him, man. And so people were wondering, like, yo, did Van Gogh get murdered by his doctor? Was this the last piece that he created? And man, this story became so sensationalized in the media that it ended up selling for a record-breaking $82.5 million at Christie's, okay? Man, it's just a mind-blowing amount of money, all right? Now, I want to have a little fun. I know some of you here, y'all just getting started selling. Some of y'all want to sell for a few thousand, some $10,000, $100,000 or more per month. I saw that on your applications. But man, if you want to make millions, put $ M in the chat, or you can put the 1 million, you can put the money bag, you can put the emoji with the money tongue. Just put $1 million in the chat, man, if you want to sell your art for millions like Sherez. All right, let me know in the chat, okay? All right, so I just showed you how becoming an affluent artist and creating your art story allows your art to truly sell itself for higher prices. Type yes if you can. Type yes in the chat if you can see how this helps you sell more art. I see you with the million. We got the money flying down there. Let's go, affluent artists. We got a good group, man. We are live. All right, let's get to it. Type yes in the chat if you can see how your art story helps you sell more art. I see the M coming down with Shannon. All right, artists, this works for you if you paint, if you are a sculptor, if you do acrylic pours, jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, drawings. I see the yeses coming through. Ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It works for all affluent artists at all price points. Okay, I see the yeses coming through. And so using the power of her art story, Melissa sold 100% of her available artwork at our first live event. All right, type yes in the chat if you like to sell out your next show or your next event. Just type yes in the chat just by using the power of your story. All right, that's one of the most important elements to raise your price and get collectors emotionally involved in your work. All right, man, we rocking and rolling now, man. All right, let's get into secret number 2. I see the yeses coming through. Let's go. All right, secret number 2: how to sell art on autopilot and get collectors to buy with one click on one easy app. Now I got to tell y'all this quick story about how we even got here, because I couldn't believe this happened, man. This piece represents a turning point in my art career and what got me on the journey to doing what we're doing now and helping you. Okay. And so I ran into one of my classmates from the College of Art and Design, and he invited me to his art show. And so, man, not only am I an artist, I'm also an art collector. And so there's a lot of art that I bought from artists in my home. And so I love to, man, go to local shows and support other artists. And so I go to my guy's show and I see this piece and I absolutely love it. Like, I love the pastel colors. I love the hair. I love the profile, the earrings, the expression. The haircut is fly. Like, all of it is really dope to me. And so when I stepped to him to buy the piece, man, I pulled out my business credit card and I'm practically handing it to him. And I'm like, yo, I want to buy this piece. And y'all, I couldn't believe what happened next, man. This guy said, Sharess, I can't take your money. People usually cash at me. And if my mouth could have hit the floor, it would have dropped, because I'm pressing cash into this guy's chest. And my classmate is turning me down. Man, type me in the chat if you've ever had to turn down some money because you couldn't process the payment, okay? Type me in the chat. Now, if you've ever turned down money, rule number one is get paid, all right? Everybody got to get paid. Put get paid in the chat, all right? Rule number one is get paid. I don't care how you get paid. You can't be turning down no cash, all right? We got to get this money, all right? Everybody put get paid in the chat, because you can't take payments in 2026. We got to step your game up so you can start treating yourself like a professional, okay? If you're still using tools like Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, man, these are cool to get paid, but at certain price points, certain professional experienced collectors don't want to send you $5,000 on Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle. Why? I don't get a receipt. Man, if you don't deliver the art, I can't get my money back, right? There comes a lot of problems and issues with using some of these tools, okay? But get paid, get your money, but we got to step your game up too, okay? Social selling. Man, put guilty in the chat if you still dropping photos and emails. Excuse me, if you still dropping photos of your art and saying email or DM me for price. Just put hashtag guilty in the chat if you still doing that, okay? And don't be no shame, man. I've done it. I see it in these groups. I see it online all the time, okay? We all family here, all right? It's again, 2026, taking orders on paper. I'm not going to get you to tell on yourself, but we got to step your game up if you're still taking orders on paper. Applying and paying for shows. Listen, man, this can work, and you can use what we're about to show you at your next show. But if you find yourself applying and paying for shows and you're not selling anything, especially if you renting trucks and vans and you bringing everything back home with you, man, you're going to be able to save on that cash right there too, okay? And then some of you got art on a website or a marketplace, but if you're getting low or no sales on these marketplace sites or on your website, we're going to show you how to solve that problem as well, okay? And so that's why we created Artwork, to help you overcome all of these issues and sell more art. And so just show you how fast and easy it is, Tierra, she loaded Angels Among Strangers on here on the app, and she sold it in a couple of days, man. She said, I'm still in shock a bit at how quick the sale happened, but great way to end the night. Thank you, Sharess, for perfecting the app. It definitely is a game changer for us as artists, all right? And so I'm going to show you a quick demo of our Artwork account to show you how easy it is to sell your art online, get collectors to buy your art with one click, and manage everything in one place.
Hey, my name is Sharess May. I want to give you a quick demo of the Artwork app. So the Artwork app does two very simple things, all right? If you are an artist, it allows you to sell your art, get collectors all over the world, and manage all of the most important key metrics in your business. And if you are a collector, it makes it simple for you to buy art with the click of a button and track the value of your art collection, all right? And so I'm going to show you the artist side of the dashboard first, then I'll pause and take you to the collector side. So when you're logged in as an artist and you're on your sales dashboard, you'll see your gross revenue, how many pieces you sold, what's the average price, all right? And this sales graph will show you your sales over any amount of time. Right here, you can set a sales goal. If you set it for $100,000, if you made some sales today, that number will be in blue at the top. And this dial will show you how much you've made. We haven't made any sales today. This is our test account. And if you hover over it, you can see how many sales you made today. And it's really simple to add a new goal as well. As you start making sales, you'll see your top sellers right here. So you see it by name, how many pieces you sold in case you have prints or multiples, and you'll see how much revenue you made from each piece. Right here under your new orders tab, you'll see your latest orders. And so you stay on top of what needs to be shipped out. down here at the bottom, you'll see your top collectors. So you'll see them by name, how many pieces they own in their collection, and how much money they've invested with you in your art business. All right. And then once you go to your artwork tab, this is where you'll see all of the art that you have listed on the site, ready for sale, and also in the marketplace for collectors to buy with one click. So let's say you want to add art. It's very simple. You click add artwork. You just have to fill out these fields right here. And once you click save, it'll save it. I'm just going to close that. If you want to email it to a collector, you can click share offer, enter your collector's email, send the offer. Email is already pre-written. They can click directly to the link and buy your art. If you like to copy a link, you can copy it as normal and send it via text message or share it on social media. And also, if you want to delete your product, it's very simple and easy to delete. As collectors begin buying art from you, you'll see collectors in your dashboard. So you see all of the information right here, so you can contact with them and follow up with them and make future sales. If you click on their dashboard, you'll see a list of all of the art they purchased from you here. As your orders start coming through, you'll see your order and payment history right here. So you see if they were successful or failed transactions, all right, who bought it, the artwork, the purchase amount, and the date. And then as your money is being in transit to your bank account and deposited, you will also see your payouts here, all right? And so when you want to begin buying as a collector, all you have to do is click switch to collector, and it'll take you to the collection side of the marketplace, all right? And again, this is our test marketplace right here, but I'm going to pause for a moment to show you how simple it is to buy as a collector. So now I'm logged into the app as our test collector. And so you see when art is sold out, it'll be sold out in the marketplace, all right? And you can just scroll through the marketplace to check out all of the art that's available on the dashboard, all right? And so let's say if you want to buy something, it's very simple. You can click buy now. And if we have your card on file, you can choose which card you want to use. If you need to add a new one, you can do that. But let's say we want to select this card. We click confirm order. And it's that simple, all right? It's purchased. And so now if you want to go check your collection, you can click collection, and it'll take you to your collection. You see we just purchased this one right here, all right? So you can see all of your active collection. And as you are buying from artists, you can also see the artists that you're purchasing artwork from, all right? So I'm going to go back to the marketplace real quick. And let's say if you want to add it to your cart, you can add it to your cart. So you want to get a couple in there. And you can easily check your shopping cart to go to the checkout page and buy all of the pieces at the same time. So it's a very simple tool for artists to sell their art, and also for collectors to buy and track the value of their collection as well. All right. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Talk to you soon.
All right, let me know in the chat if you love how simple and easy it is to use artwork, man. Type yes in the chat if you like how simple and easy it is to use. So I want to go through a few FAQs. So again, artists, you can set your own price, all right? You can write your art story in the description. Again, you can use ChatGPT or AI to help you create your art story. Collectors can buy multiple pieces by adding it to their cart. You can, we like to add the shipping fee to the art price as well, okay? So we don't have to follow up with the collector to get shipping. Artists, you ship it directly to the collector if it's a physical piece. If it's a digital download, you can email it to them so they can download it. You get paid quickly. So sales deposit in your account within 24 to 48 hours, and artwork gets a small 10% commission, okay? I see the yeses coming through. You welcome, said thank you for the information. And so I want to show you all type of price points, all different type of artists and skill levels, okay? Because we want to let you know if you're just getting started, some of y'all haven't sold art before. Some of y'all are already selling art for thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, okay? And so Jen here, she sold Purpose. She uses real butterflies in her piece, man. I absolutely love that. Purpose for $1,000. Tierra sold Bright Future, love the pastels in that one. And then Christina sold Veil of Night on artwork. Magdalena, she said, I'm very happy I sold my first piece in artwork. Type yes in the chat if you're ready to sell your first piece in artwork like Magdalena did here. And then also, man, when you get sales, man, you get these really cool notifications sent to your text and to your email, all right? So this is one that popped up on the Apple Watch. And so Now I've shown you how using the artwork app allows you to easily sell more art online and keep all of your priceless collector and business info in one place. Type yes in the chat if you can see how this saves you time, money, and makes it simple. All right, type yes in the chat. I see the yeses coming through. What's up, June Bob? All right. So, man, we going through the 3 secrets to sell art online. Let's get into secret number 3. This is the one that artists go crazy for when I show them how to do this, okay? Secret number 3, how to find and attract the same buying collectors as Sotheby's using Instagram and AI. All right, let's get it. If you ain't taking the notes yet, make sure you take notes for this right here, man, because this is going to blow your mind. And so, man, after our first wave of affluent artist success, I knew I wanted to help more artists get high-income collectors online with AI and ads, okay? And so I've seen artists struggling to make sales with their posts on social media and inside these art groups because we know likes don't equal money, all right? Let me know if this is happening to you. You ever posted something, got a bunch of likes and a bunch of comments and no sales, man. Just put me in the chat if that's ever happened to you. We know likes don't equal cash, and we got to get this money. And then sometimes friends and family sales are great, but man, sometimes you just run out of people in your network that you can sell to. And so Tiara, she sold this beautiful piece, Galactic Jellies, for $2,000. Mr. Emmanuel, he sold this piece for $500 to a sister at his church. But sometimes the friends and family sales run out. And we need some global exposure. All right, put global in the chat, man. If you want to start selling art to your country or to different people around the world. All right, just put global in the chat for me. And so because of my experience buying ads on social media, I knew there was only one place I needed to go to get ready to buy collectors, and that was Instagram, all right? And so Christy, when she started using this, man, she was new to advertising online. She didn't have any experience doing this. But as soon as she started, she said, I'm about to cry right now. On my own way of selling, I would have gotten $200 for this piece, and it would have taken me a while to get that. So I followed the steps in this course. I made an ad. She spent $7, y'all. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, and sold a piece for $700 or more. And it only took her a few hours. All right. Now I want you to think about your own personal price point. Okay. You might be just getting started. $700 might be a lot to you. You might be a seasoned pro, and $700 is a little to you. But put in your price point and let me know in the chat. Put cents in the chat. CENTS, like dollars and cents. If it makes sense for you to spend $7 on ads to get a collector to buy a piece for $700 or more, just put cents in the chat because that makes sense to me. All right. That's what we call a good ROI and a great profit right there. Okay. And so again, artists, I see some cents coming through. Always remember, success leaves clues. And so we saw Forbes, they had a Forbes says Sotheby's had a $363.2 million sale. So we knew people start buying art after the pandemic, okay? And then Business Insider, they said for now, the art world has gone digital. And for some, that's for me and you, that's a good thing. It said Artsy, which is an online marketplace, said they saw a 92% increase in e-commerce sales and interest from galleries increased by 60%. I see the cents coming through, all right? Now listen, wherever you are in the world, I want you to start in your country, okay? I'm in the United States. We are in Atlanta, Georgia. And so you see at the top left, it says United States for the location, all right? So wherever you are, start with your country, but you can go global if the country has Facebook and Instagram, okay? Now, in the bottom left box, you see I got Sotheby's. We want to target Sotheby's. So we just saw the Forbes article that says Sotheby's had a $363.2 million sale. Type yes in the chat if it makes sense for you to target those collectors that spending millions at Sotheby's. Type yes in the chat if that makes sense to you, because that makes sense to me, okay? If that makes sense to you like that makes sense to me, we can click this green create ad button, and it's going to take us to a place called detailed targeting, all right? When we get to the detailed targeting section, we can type in that word financial. Everybody put financial in the chat. Just type the word financial in the chat. When we put the word financial in, we can target the wealthiest collectors that are spending millions at Sotheby's. So you see it says top 5%, top 10% of household income. So we can target the collectors that have the most money. And we saw in Forbes that they're spending millions of dollars worth of art. I see the financial coming through. All right. If this is your first time hearing this, man, put wow in the chat. Put the mind blown emoji in the chat. If you didn't know that you could target wealthy collectors using Instagram ads. All right, put wow in it. If your mind is blown, let me know in the chat. All right, I'm gonna give y'all a couple more examples just to really bring this home, the power that you have when you start advertising online. Okay, so again, this one we got Art Basel. We know Art Basel is one of the biggest art fairs in the world, and the one they do in the States is in Miami. They do it in December. Okay, and so it makes sense to me to target all those collectors that's spending money at Art Basel. You got airfare, hotels, food, entertainment. It's so much money. You got to get the ticket to go to the main convention center. I went to Art Basel, right? It's expensive to go down there. And so if we target Art Basel, we put the Art Basel brand inside of Instagram ads. We type in the word financial in that detailed targeting. We could target the wealthiest collectors that's spending all of that money to go travel and buy art at Art Basel. The top 5% of household income, top 10% of household income. I see the wows coming through. Let's get it, y'all. All right. Let me give you one more example. Here's Artsy. Okay. So we saw the Business Insider article. It said Artsy had a 92% increase in online sales, right? So it makes sense for me to target those collectors that's going to buy all of that art at Artsy, right? Type yes in the chat if that makes sense to you. Okay. If that makes sense to you, like it makes sense to me, if we go to the detailed targeting section for the Artsy brand, if we type in that word financial, we can target the collectors that make the top 5% of income and the top 10% of household income. So we know we're putting our art in front of collectors that got the money, okay? And so now we have what I call the keys to success. Because if you want to successfully sell art online, you need two things, affluent artists. First, you need to target collectors that have the willingness to buy. And this simply means that you like art. And if you like Sotheby's, if you like Art Basel, if you like Artsy, I know that you love some art, okay? The second thing is just as important. The collectors have to have the ability to buy. And so if we put that financial layering on and we know that we're targeting collectors that have money, this type of access changes everything and it makes it really easy to sell art online, okay? And so artists that are just getting started all over the world are selling art. So Nisha, she's Indian, and she sold some pieces in Indian rupees, which I thought was really cool. She said, Suresh, your system rocks. I got another celeb lead as a result of my ads, and we spoke on the phone, and the person is willing to buy. Miss Valerie, she's a senior. She sold over $3,000 from her ads in a very short time period, man. So if she can do it, you can absolutely do this. Christy, she spent $45 on ads, and she ended up flipping that into $1,400 in art sales. Man, type yes in the chat if you like to have an ad running for you 24/7 that gets over 800 likes, 200 comments, 100 shares, and 300 messages from collectors talking to you about buying your art. Just type yes in the chat. She said, I got 14 sales and she had 10 more possible collector leads. All right. And so she did this quick. I see the yeses coming through in all caps. Let's go. And listen, one of my favorite ways to make money is in my sleep. So my man Joe said this happened last night. So Joe, he sold a $2,000 piece from his ass while he was asleep. All right. Type sleep money in the chat, or you can put the money bag emoji or the bed emoji. You can put a hashtag sleep money in the chat. If you want your ads running 24/7 around the clock and you wake up to collectors buying your art, you wake up to notifications that you got payments because you had an ad running around the clock, okay? Let me know in the chat, because now I've shown you how to find wealthy, ready to buy collectors with AI and Instagram ads. As an affluent artist, can you see yourself using this secret to get high paying collectors? I see that sleep money coming through. I see the money bag. Let's go. All right. Type yes in the chat if you can see yourself using this secret to get high paying collectors. It's really, really easy, affluent artists. Okay. Let me take a quick sip here. So, affluent artists, so far we discovered how to create your art story to raise your prices, how artwork makes it easy to share your art via text, email, or social. You discover how to sell your art to a worldwide collector marketplace, how to get collectors to buy your art with one click, and you discover how to use financial layering to target high-income collectors, okay? And so knowing what you know now, do you feel more confident pricing your art? Just type yes if you feel more confident pricing your art. Type yes in the chat, okay? Man, are you happy you attended this class live today? Type yes in the chat if you glad and you came and got this wisdom and invested into yourself. Just type yes in the chat. And do you realize the advantage you have as an artist using these techniques, targeting these high-income collectors that's already spending money with some of the biggest art brands in the world? I see the yeses flying through. Let's go. Wiz, Shannon, CMR, Arthur. Let's go, all right? And can you see yourself using this to sell more art? Type yes in the chat if you can see yourself applying this, just how simple and easy it is. What's good? I see the yeses coming through. And can you see yourself getting new collectors with this? Just type yes in the chat. And then let me know, man, would this transform your life, right? If you follow what I showed you in secret number 1 and use any one of your art stories so your art could sell itself on Instagram, and then you did what I revealed in secret number 2, so you can use the artwork app to easily sell more of your art. And then you use secret number 3 to get access to the same high-paying collectors on Instagram that the rich auction houses like Sotheby's and the galleries attract. Like, do you think you could be successful? Type yes in the chat if you think you could be successful. I see some yeses coming through. Let me know if you think you could be successful. And what if I helped you? Would you want my help? Type yes in the chat if you would like my help. All right. And so, artists, I see some yeses coming through. So you got 2 choices, artists. You can do what you always do. But now, if you do this, you run the risk of getting the same results. Okay. Now, choice number 2 is you can start selling your art with handheld mentorship. And our goal is to help you sell $10,000 or more worth of art. Okay. A lot of y'all want to get to that $10,000 mark on your application, and we can help you do that. Okay. And so just type yes in the chat if it's okay if I spend a few minutes going over a very special offer to help you accomplish your dreams. All right. I see CMR said yes. Shannon said yes. What's good? Yes. Wiz, yes. All right. Want to see the yeses coming through. And so I want to introduce you all to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. This is a fun and easy 5-step system for visual artists to raise prices, get new collectors, and sell $10,000 a month or more worth of art online, okay? And so it comes in part 1, it's a very simple 5-step system. So step number 1 is mindset. That's where we cover the millionaire mindset so we can divorce any starving artist broke ways of thinking, okay? Then step number 2 is price. This is where we show you how to raise your price and charge your worth. Step number 3 is sold. This is where we give you our cash collector framework so you can start getting sales in advance. Step number 4 is collectors. This is where we show you how to create a community of collectors so you can build lifelong relationships with your collectors so they keep buying. And then step number 5 is marketing. This is where we show you how to use that financial layering and Instagram ads so you can start targeting those high income collectors, okay? And so I'm going to show you a quick video testimony of Christian sharing his experience of what happened to him after he invested into the Affluent Artist Program and started selling his art.
Yeah, what's up, y'all? It's Christian Lamar here, and I'm a portrait artist from VA. Now I just want to tell y'all why I joined the Affluent Artist Masterclass. I went to a great art school and learned from some phenomenal artists, but they never taught me how to sell my work. So after I graduated, I struggled to the point of almost wanting to give up on my dream of being a professional artist. Well, this course changed all of that. It showed me how to turn my art into a business, and most importantly, how to sell online. So now I can sell to anyone, anywhere. And the results are super quick. I made my first sale within 30 hours of starting the program and made just under $1,500 within the first 5 days. And now that I'm in week 4, I've made just over $4,000. And it's super easy to follow. If you're like me and you're ready to fulfill your dreams of being a professional artist, give the program a shot. And you also get to join a community of artists that share their experiences every day of what works. So join me and the family in becoming an Affluent Artist today. All right. Peace.
Shout out to my guy, Christian, man. So again, Affluent Artist, this works for you. If you are a painter, a sculptor, you do acrylic pouring, jewelry, photography, mixed media, digital art, drawing, ceramics, collage, furniture, clothes, murals, metalworks, wearable art. It works for all affluent artists at all prices, all right? And so again, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, man. We got artists from different parts of the world. Miss Joy is up in Canada. She got a $4,000 sale for this mural right here. And man, we always tell the truth about making money. That's why you see that Canadian cash on the table right there, okay? And so this works even if your art isn't ready. So I know some artists think they need a big portfolio before they start selling. Again, you don't. Man, Jasmine wasn't done with the original Chadwick Boseman piece, and she started selling pre-order prints before that original was even done, okay? And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, and that's a $5K value, all right? Part number 2 is the Artwork Gold account. Imagine collectors buying from anywhere in the world once you got an artwork account. You start selling art like Jen here did, Emergence and Power, for $2,700. Type yes in the chat if you're ready to start selling on artwork. And I want you to imagine your new life just selling art anywhere, as long as you got a Wi-Fi connection, okay? Collectors can scroll through in the marketplace. They see your art, click it, buy with one click. And we also got collectors buying art for their kids, man. I love to see when they get the kids started with art collecting early. And so when you get your artwork account, you'll be able to accept payments up to $1 million, all right? You can easily sell your art anywhere, in person or online. You can track your art, your sales, and your collector's information in one place. Collectors can also buy your art with one click like we buy on Amazon. And collectors can track their net worth in your art, all right? And even better, man, you can get rid of a lot of stuff and save some money, okay? So if you want to stop paying for your website fees, you can, because we give you a template, all right? If you want to stop using Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, again, get your money, but when you're ready to raise your level up, you can stop using those so you can give a professional collector a really professional buying experience. Also, marketplaces like Artsy, Etsy, art storefront fees, you can get rid of those. Shopify, Artwork Archive, Fine Art America, and most importantly, you can stop wasting time trying to figure this stuff out on your own, all right? And so as an artist, when I first started, I didn't know how to manage my art sales in one place or track how much my collectors spent with me. I also didn't have a global marketplace where collectors could buy with one click. So I had to create artwork for myself. And so you're going to save time and money, because 6 years ago, I had to spend over $60,000 in 3 years figuring out how to create an app to solve this problem. And so I don't want you recreating wheel. So I'm going to give you an artwork account with this package so you can skip the cost, the trial, and the error, all right? And so just like Tierra was able to start selling art quickly, man, you're going to have the opportunity to do similar things when you join today, okay? And even if you're not tech savvy, man, that's no problem. We make this as easy as possible to use. And we even have little kids using it, man. So it's really important to keep the design simple and keep just everything simple so it's easy for you to sell art. That's all right. So when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass and that Artwork Gold account. That's a $6,200 value, all right? And part number 3 is the Affluent Artist Community. So we built a community of artists and collectors around the country that supports you in selling your art. And so we got a global network of artists and collectors that love serving and that want to see you succeed. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to our private Affluent Artist School community. This gives you the knowledge, the community, the encouragement, and the motivation you need to succeed in your art career. You can access the program and the community anytime from anywhere in the world, and you get unlimited support. So we got 24/7 school group support, and we have a live weekly call that we call the sales sessions, so you can make sure that you get all of your questions answered and you can talk to a real person, okay? And so we have, man, kids as young as 9. Son, you started when she was 9, and you see that Cash Money, she was selling art as well, all right? And this is when I met her and her mom in Atlanta right here. Man, I'm always supporting our members, okay? And then also, man, Miss Phyllis, she was 73 when she joined him. She made a sale in the first week, okay? So whether you're young or you think you're older, man, you can use this program to succeed, all right? And so I just want you to imagine having a community of artists helping you 24/7, like my guy Sean here. He said, lesson learned, follow up every time. You never know why somebody ghosts you. I thought maybe my price was too high for her and she was gone for good. Don't make up your own stories. Just follow up and be polite, right? So that's wisdom on getting sales that's shared in the community. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, the Artwork Gold account, and access to the Affluent Artist community for a value of $7,400, all right? And then we also got some powerful bonuses when artists get started today. So you're going to get the luxury pricing method as well. And so if you're tired of putting time and skill into your art, only for buyers to continue lowballing you and not respecting the true value of your art, man, this luxury pricing method is going to transform your pricing for you. And so Chrissy, she was a single mom. She watched this class that you're on right now, and she made $1,350 in the first 5 days, all right? And she said, holy smokes, I reached out to an old friend and supporter of my art, and I landed a $1,000 mural job. The system works. I was thinking of asking $800, was hoping for $600, but I boldly asked $1,000, and she didn't hesitate. And so Jen, using these principles, she was able to sell this piece for $5,840 right here, and she just got the crying emojis right there. Same thing. I showed you Brescia Jones, how she was speechless because she sold her biggest and highest price piece ever using the principles in the luxury pricing method, okay? And so I want you to imagine your confidence skyrocketing because your art story has collectors emotionally invested in buying your art at any price. And so this becomes your new reality when you become an affluent artist. And so when you join today, you're going to get the Affluent Artist Masterclass, that artwork account. You're going to join the Affluent Artist community, and you get access to that luxury pricing method bonus. And that's a value of $8,400. All right. Now, bonus number 2 is the automated collector system. And so I just wanted to show you, man, we're going to help you set up simple Facebook ads, send that to a pre-built website template that we give you, so collectors will start buying your art 24/7. All you got to do is plug in your words, plug in the pictures, and you are ready to go, okay? And so this is the tool that artists like Chrissy are using to sell their art 24/7 around the clock. So she said she spent $45, ran her ad a day and a half. The only thing she did was wrong is she didn't keep the ad going, okay? So this is going to help you start selling art around the clock. And so we know that many artists suffer from feast or famine income, where you sell art some months and some months you don't sell at all, okay? And so I spent years investing time and money testing which art ads and sales pages work best to turn clicks to collectors, so you can have collectors coming to you 24/7. And so when we get an endless flow of new interested collector leads joining your email list and buying your art 24/7, this gives you predictable cash to grow your art brand and collector community while sales come in at the same time. And so if you already have a website that's not selling how you like it, listen, you can keep it if you put a lot of work into it, or you can get rid of it if you want to save the money, okay? Either way, you can use ours to get new collectors coming to buy your art every day like clockwork. And so when you join today, you're going to get access to that Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get the Artwork Gold account. You're going to get to join the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get the luxury pricing method bonus, and you're going to get that automated collector system bonus as well. And that's a total value of $9,600, okay? Now, bonus number 3, man, I'm excited to let y'all know that you got the opportunity to find high-income collectors with me on Instagram, all right? And so this bonus is for affluent artists that pay in full today, okay? This is a pay in full bonus. And so I know many artists struggle to get exposure to collectors that can afford their art at the price you think is worth. And so I spent over $250,000 on Instagram ads, figuring out the best way to target buyers with money, okay? And so you get instant access to what's working now with Instagram ads and AI. And so I showed you how we use that financial layering to target some of the big brands like Sotheby's. And this is just one. This is just the tip of the iceberg of what we can do, okay? And so you're going to get exposure to collectors with disposable cash. You'll be able to leverage AI to target the best collectors for your style. And you can predictably get new collectors 24/7 with ads. And so, Jen, when you start targeting collectors that have disposable cash, man, you can start testing out prices like Jen did here. So she said she just threw out a random number, and they said, could they pay a $4,369 commission in 3 different payments, okay? And she was just surprised. She just threw up the surprise emoji, all right? And so Jasmine, she applied this, and she had a goal to sell $5,000 in a month, but she ended up making $5,000 in the first week when she applied this, okay? And she got her high-income collectors with me. And so Isha, I know some of y'all want to sell art for $10,000 or more. So Isha did the same thing. She sold this $10,000 5-panel custom commission right here, which is absolutely beautiful, okay? And so that's a pay in full bonus when you do that today, all right? So when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You get access to the Artwork Gold account. You're going to get to join the Affluent Artist community, and you get these powerful bonuses. You're going to get the luxury pricing method, the automated collector system, and when you pay in full, you'll be able to find collectors with me, and that's a total value of $10,600, all right? And so artists, if all this did was help your art tell stories so your artwork could truly sell itself, all right? And if all it did was help you easily sell your art online in any economy, and if all this did was help you get an infinite amount of high-paying collectors following you and buying your artwork, like how would that help your career? Feel free to type in the chat and let me know how that will help your career, okay? And so we're putting this program together. I had 2 choices. The first option is I could go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible, but that wouldn't really incentivize me to really stack the value, okay? So the second option, it required a little higher investment, but in exchange, we could devote more resources to guarantee your success. And so final question, man, what are your dreams worth to you, okay? If you were making money every day because you were successfully selling your art to collectors on Instagram, what would that be worth to you? Like, how much would you pay to have one automated collector system sell your art online 24/7? So you can see why artists have paid $10,000 for similar results from me. Because when you do business with me, it's not a cost, it is an investment, all right? And so you see why it's worth over 10K. Even at 5K for the general public, it's still a really great deal, okay? But because you're watching this masterclass live, I want to help as many artists as possible. I'm going to give you a very special offer. All right, so when you go to affluentartist.com today to join, you don't have to invest anywhere near 5K, okay? Now, the normal deal that we give, we might do like a 35% off, and you can join for $3,500, but you won't have to invest anywhere near that today, all right? When you go to affluentartist.com, we got a special 80% off for $9.99 when you go to affluentartist.com to sign up, all right? We also have 7 easy payments of $199 when you go to affluentartist.com, okay? And if you need help ordering, you could text JOIN to 470-777-7549. Again, text JOIN to 470-777-7549. All right. So artists are using this to make sales every day. All right. There's Dwayne, Sean, Miss Phyllis, and Miss Valerie. They were both 50 plus when they joined. They start selling in the first week. Man, these are the type of outcomes you can get when you can become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com. All right. And so we also do a $1 Million Artist in-person mastermind, and that's a $25,000 value, right? And so if you wanted to get your hand held with that level of personalization, then you could invest and be a part of that community. And so Jasmine and Dimitri, they came. Jasmine, she said, y'all, I'm at a loss for words here. Artwork Mastermind was beyond anything that I imagined. Dimitri said one word, epic, okay? And so when you join today, man, you won't have to make anywhere near that investment to get your hand held online when you go to affluentartist.com, okay? And so after that one-to-one, $1 Million Artist Mastermind, again, Jasmine, she sold $5,000, $5,527 in the first week, but her goal was to sell 5K for the month. And so, man, when you start really getting help and personalized help, it'll transform your art career when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com, okay? Now, if you were to hire an online marketing professional or go back to art school or attempt to get a dealer or gallery to sell your work to collectors for you, man, it might cost you $25K or more, 30 to 50% of your profits, or worst of all, years of your life trying to figure this stuff out, okay? And so even if you take the $199 a month pay plan, man, that's only $6.63 per day to start selling your art online, all right? That's only like a large coffee at Starbucks or a small breakfast at McDonald's when you join at affluentartist.com. And so artists, you got 2 choices right now. Again, you could do this on your own. Now, if you do this, you run the risk of getting the same results that you've been getting, okay? Choice number 2, you can get handheld mentorship, and we're going to help you sell over $10,000 worth of art per month, okay? I know a lot of y'all want to do that looking at your applications, so we can help you when you get started at affluentartist.com, all right? And we're so confident in our ability to help you sell your art. Man, we cover you with a 110% money back guarantee. So when you sign up now, if Affluent Artist does not help you sell more art and get more collectors, you will have 2 options. Option number 1, you can follow the steps, decide it's not for you, and win 110% of your money back, okay? We'll give you 10% just for trying it out. Option number 2, you say, Sharess, I want to really grow in my Affluent Artist journey, and I want your help selling art. I want to sell art and make the money. All right, we'll personally help you get to 10K or more, okay? Now, why do we do this? We do it for a selfish reason, and it's because I know that it's a win-win. This makes it a no-brainer for you to join, and I know we can help you succeed because we've done this so many times. And so when you sign up today, I know for a fact one of these 2 things will happen. You will sell 10K or more worth of art and get new collectors, or you'll win $1,100 from us just for trying it out, okay? Now, there are a few qualifications to win your money back. You do have to earn a 100% completion by watching the entire Affluent Artist Masterclass. We want you to take action on the masterclass, like actually use the information and apply it to your life and to your business. If you have a question, attend the live sales sessions every week so we can answer your questions so you're not stuck, okay? We want to make sure that you are selling art, which is the most important thing, okay? And then share your results on social media about your experience as an affluent artist. Now, again, your profit is guaranteed. Option 1, you follow the steps. For whatever reason, you decide it's not for you, and you can win your money back, okay? So you really have no risk. Option number 2, you decide that you want to grow in your affluent artist journey, and we will continue helping you achieve $10,000 or more per month with this system when you go to affluentartist.com. All right. And so, artists, the real question is, it worth taking a few minutes to just check this out? All right. Because even if it does half of what I say today, it will pay for itself as soon as you sell one painting for $1,000 or more. All right. And so I love to tell artists that you're just one collector away from your entire life changing, man. When you get your first or next collector online, it will transform everything that you're doing with your art career. All right. And so again, when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get access to the Artwork Gold account. You're going to get access to the Affluent Artist community. And we're going to add some powerful bonuses for you. So we got that luxury pricing method. Bonus number 2, that automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you're going to be able to find collectors with me. That's a total value of $10,600. Okay. Now, you might be looking at this intentionally blank slide right here. And this is an editing marker because everything that I'm about to say next is going to be deleted from the replay. All right. And so I'm just telling you all this because you're here live. Okay. So only for artists that buy before the webinar is over, you're going to be able to get a free lifetime artwork account. All right. That's a $1,200 a year value. So normally that's $99 a month. Yours is going to be free for a lifetime if you join before the end of the webinar. Okay. Many artists sell art in the first 7 days. We're going to show you how to do that with the Sold Out Art Challenge. And you're going to be able to access collectors globally and so much more. All right. So for artists that want to join before the end of the webinar, you're also going to get a free bonus lifetime artwork account. Okay. So Affluent Artists, get started now. Go to affluentartist.com to enroll so you can get the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get the Artwork Gold account. You're going to get access to the Affluent Artist community. You're going to get that luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you'll be able to find collectors with me. All right. We got a special discount for 99% off or 7 easy payments of $199 when you go to affluentartist.com and join today. Okay. If you need help ordering, you can text JOIN to 470-777-7549. And so artists are making sales with this every day, like Blue Robin right here. Man, this was his first sale when he joined. Diana said happy Friday when she making money. Dwayne got a $412 sale right there. Santana got a sale. Mr. Bill selling art. Man, so at this point, I see some of you are signing up, and that makes me happy, man. I'm really excited to serve all of the new affluent artists, okay? But some of you are still here, so I can tell that you're getting ready to sign up, or maybe you got a question that you need answered before you make that decision. So let's address those questions in the time we have left. If you got a question, please type it in the chat. I'd love to help you. This is your time. This time is for me, okay? This time is for you and for me to answer your questions, all right? So if you got a question, please ask it in the chat. Some artists want to know, what if I already have a website? So if you aren't making sales on your website, you can send all your collectors to Artwork, and you can use our automated collector system so you can eliminate your hosting costs and your monthly fees, all right? Do collectors need an Artwork account? Collectors can buy as a guest, but we encourage them to get an Artwork account so they can track their art collection on the app, okay? And they can see the value of you as you increase and sell more art at higher prices, all right? Some artists want to know, how do I afford the investment? Listen, that's a great question. One of the things that you can do right now is use what you learned in this webinar to start selling your art. So if you lose secret number 1, the power of the art story, and you start posting on social media and sharing your art story, you can pre-sell art just like Jasmine did with this Chadwick Boseman piece, okay? So you literally can afford the investment by starting to sell art and using what you learned for free here today, okay? How do we make the time? So one of the things that we do is create what we call a success block. And we usually wake up an hour or 2 earlier in the morning to focus on our business. This way we give the most refreshed version of ourselves to our goals and our dreams. And then you can take care of your family, go off to work, and do whatever else you want to do, okay? And so Brisha Jones, as a single mom, that's what she's done to start selling these commissions for $2,572, okay? I see the question, what if I already have a store on my website? You can use ours. You can keep that store if you want, but you can use ours and with this system to send all of your collectors through our automated collector system, okay? And another thing that happens when you begin advertising, there's what's called a spillover effect. And so as you begin advertising and collectors are seeing your ads, they're going to start to Google you and search you for other places. And so you can keep your store published because they might spill over and get some sales there as well. Okay. So go ahead and sign up at affluentartist.com. We'd love to talk to you more about it on the inside. All right. Some artists ask, can I do this from anywhere in the world? Absolutely. As long as you got the Wi-Fi, you can do this. So I'm in America. Miss Joy is in Canada. And you see, she sold this $4,000 mural. She got that Canadian cash on the table. You can do this anywhere in the world. Some artists want to know, what if I'm just getting started? Listen, that's a great question. And I really think if you're new to all of this, this is a great place to be. So Tierra, when she joined, she started selling art and she inspired her children to want to begin creating and selling art as well. And so when they began, they were 2, 5, and 7 years old. And so she taught them all of the affluent artist methods. They set a goal to make $250, but they ended up selling over $500 with the support of their family and friends. And man, this is generation changing right here. The kids are inspired by their mother. At an early age, they have someone encouraging them to sell art and investing into their gifts. Man, that's going to change their lives forever. All right. So if you're just getting started, if a 2, 5, and 7-year-old can sell art, you can too when you join Affluent Artists at affluentartist.com. Some artists want to know, is the process too hard or technical? Listen, we do our best to make it as simple as possible. Miss Valerie, she was 68 when she joined, and she sold over $10,000 in the first 4 months. And so she said she was taking her time to master each step, to learn all of these new to her apps, but she still was selling art. She said the program works, okay? And so artists, I know sometimes we got to figure out how to get the investment, okay? And you got to get resources or you have to be resourceful. And so when Miss Stacy joined, she was struggling a little bit financially, but she was resourceful and she figured out how to get the money, okay? And she was excited that she did. She said, yes, it works. She made her call to a friend and she sold her 3 paintings for $600 and she got paid that same day. And then again, man, it's something about investing into yourself and finding a way or making a way, because then she got invited to exhibit at the Phoenix Hotel for this show, Escapes, Landscapes, Cityscapes, and Mindscapes. And so, man, it's just something about getting going and the momentum that you build, and you start to create a lot of opportunity for yourself, okay? Some artists want to know, is there too much competition? And so, listen, absolutely not. I'm a collector as well. And if you were to look around the home, man, I got art from so many different artists. Man, collectors like to buy art. And so there's enough money in abundance for all of us, okay? So Tasha, she sold a piece for over $1,000. Diana got a piece for over $428 right there. Some artists want to know, what is the artwork commission? It's only 10%, all right? And most importantly, you get to keep all of your collector's data. And so we know galleries and dealers can often take 30 to 60% of the sale. And some of them don't give you your collector's data because they don't want you to go straight to the collector. But we want you and encourage you to build direct relationships with your collectors. So we give you all of that, all of that information when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com. All right. Some artists want to know, what budget do I need for ads? So you only need $5 a day. Okay. When you start getting collectors and you see that it works, you can increase it, but you only need to get started with $5 a day when you go to affluentartist.com to sign up. And so I know many of you are working jobs, man, and you want to become a full-time artist. So listen, you know, being a full-time artist beat working a 9 to 5, all right? When you start getting collectors paying you thousands of dollars for one piece, man, and you start using your God-given talent and gift like Mia here to make money, man, you will never go back, all right? You will never be the same. And then when you surround yourself around a community of people that support you in being successful and selling your art, man, that success rubs off on you. When you start seeing other people selling art and making money, it inspires you to want to do great, okay? And then you start to have like some little fun, friendly competition too. It's like, if you can do it, I know I can do it, all right? And so I know you know that information alone is not enough, man. If you Google how to sell art, watch videos on YouTube, been on Instagram, read books, went to seminars, man, you know that information alone is not enough. You need a community, you need a support system, you need a step-by-step process. And so if you want to start getting booked and busy like Toya, go to affluentartist.com and sign up today, all right? And so artists, as we close out, man, you got to ask yourself, you know, do you want money or excuses? We cannot have both. And so I know many of you here, you want money. And so we got to find a way or make a way, like my guy John Tay did. And that's how he was able to sell this $2,000 lamb piece to this beautiful couple right here. All right. Now, one of the things that I realize, artists, we don't calculate is the true cost of inaction. All right. And so think about it like this. What if this helped you just start selling just one piece per week? Would that be worth $6.63 per day? I think absolutely is worth that. Okay. But really, what's the true cost of inaction? Right? Is it really worth missing months of art sales because you're trying to save $6.63 per day? Right? Man, when you don't take action, it's March right now. If you're not selling art this month, man, those are sales that you could have been making to close this month out. Okay. And then we rolling into the summertime every single month, April, May, June, July. If you're not selling art, man, those are months of revenue that you missed out on. All right. And so if you follow just one of the steps I shared on today's event, you can make a profit in the first week when you enroll at affluentartist.com. Okay. And so also you can get family and friends as investors. I was talking to an artist today. She told her uncle that she had a plan and he invested into her to help her get into the program. So when you got a plan and a community and a support system, people are more excited and welcoming in investing into you. Okay. And then also PayPal, they have a great PayPal credit program. You can get them to make the investment into your education. Okay. So you can go to paypal.com/credit to apply to see if they give you a credit line so you can pay in full and join today. Again, go to paypal.com/credit. They got no payments and no interest if paid in full in 6 months. All right. Paypal.com/credit. So artists, the time is now, man. I'm excited to get started. If you are ready to actively implement the wisdom that you learn, man, like Raquel here, she said, without negotiation or hesitation, this collector purchased this piece at my $1,200 asking price. I am beyond grateful for the knowledge and the quick turnaround. Okay. Let's accomplish your dreams together, because as a fellow artist, I know that your struggle with selling art is real. But when it's gone from your life, how will you feel about that? Just think about how much better your life would be. Okay. Because I know, man, how much stress just working a job and never having enough money cause in your mind and your body, right? I get it. I've been there. But listen, after you join and become a fluent artist, it is gone, man. I want you to just imagine feeling that difference of having a system to get collectors, okay? And it starts by going to the link below and joining now. So I'm going to come out here and we're going to walk through the checkout process real quick. So when you go to affluentartist.com, it's going to bring you to our order form. You see at the top, it says, yes, Sharess, I'm in. You do have a few more days before this special price expires. All right, you got a little bit over 72 hours before this special price expires. We're going to recap the offer here. We tell you again about the 110% money back guarantee. And then all you got to do is enter your name, your email, your phone number, your address, and you can choose your payment plan. If you want to pay in full, you could choose this option. If you want to do the payment plan, you could choose this option, okay? We also have a one-to-one call on here, and you can add that to your order just by checking that box. It's really simple, okay? And then again, if you want to use PayPal, feel free to use PayPal here. Or if you want to use your 16-digit card number, you can enter that here, enter the expiration, enter the CVC code, enter your country, enter your zip code, and click join now, and we'll see you on the inside, okay? Make sure you look out for your welcome email and your order receipt, and we'll look forward to serving you inside the Affluent Artist Masterclass, all right? So I'm going to come back out. I don't see any other questions. If you got a question, type that in the chat. And if I don't see any questions, we're going to close out, all right? So get started now, man. We're excited to have all of the new Affluent artists that join. When you join now, you're going to be able to join the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get the Artwork Gold account. You're going to get access to the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get some powerful bonuses when you get started today, all right? Bonus number 1 is that luxury pricing method. Bonus number 2 is that automated collector system, so we can help you get collectors 24/7. And for artists that pay in full, you'll be able to hop on and find your collectors with me, okay? And so that's a total value of over $10,600. And we got a special price for one payment of $9.99 or 7 easy payments of $199 per month, all right? And so you can get started at affluentartist.com right now. I just walked you through the checkout page. It's really simple and easy to place your order, okay? If you need help ordering, feel free to text JOIN to 470-777-7549. Again, you can text join to 470-777-7549, and our team will reach out to help you get enrolled. Okay. If you got a question, I don't see any questions. So we're going to close out. Then I don't see any other questions. Man, I love doing this live. Peace and much love to everybody. You still got a little time, man, to get access to this special price when you go to affluentartist.com. Again, if you need help ordering, text join to 470-777-7549. We'll do one last recap. Get started today, artists. We're excited to help you sell your art, man. It's still early in 2026. Man, let's start selling your art and accomplishing your art dreams. All right. So when you join today, you're going to get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass. You're going to get that Artwork Gold account. You're going to be able to become a member of the Affluent Artist community, and you're going to get some powerful bonuses, man. You're going to get that luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you'll be able to find your collectors with me so we can set up your ads and target those high income collectors. All right. That's a total value of over $10,600. But you can join for our special price of $9.99 or 7 easy payments of $199 per month when you go to affluentartist.com. All right. Do we take personal calls? Yeah. Well, if you sign up, we have an enrollment call that you can talk to our team for sure. And then we have a live sales session call once per week with the team. So you can always talk to a real person every single week. All right. But every artist that enrolls today, once you join, you will be able to book a one-to-one enrollment call with our team. Great question. Okay. So you do have an opportunity to talk to someone one-on-one. All right. Great question. All right. Get signed up at affluentartist.com. Get started today. If you need help, text join to 470-777-7549. Do we got any other questions before we get up out of here? Let me know if we got any other questions before we get up out of here. All right. I don't see any other questions. Great question. CMR Apparel. All right. So get started now. Get access to the Affluent Artist Masterclass, that Artwork Gold account. Become a member of the Affluent Artist community. Get that luxury pricing method, the automated collector system. And when you pay in full, you'll be able to find collectors with me. We're going to set up your art ads to target your high income collectors. Okay. That's a total value of over $10,600. We got a special deep discount for $9.99 or 7 easy payments of $199 a month when you become an affluent artist at affluentartist.com. All right. Peace and much love to everybody. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you on the inside.